Once you announce that you're leaving, people are going to talk about your legacy. And his legacy is untouchable.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to White Lines Football, and it's Ibs here for an episode of Ibs' Insight. I can't believe I'm saying this. Arsene Wenger has announced that at the end of the season he will be leaving Arsenal Football Club after 22 years in charge. A man that came from Japan, a French manager, very unknown for what he was going to do, why he was here, why is there a foreign manager in England controlling Arsenal, especially at a period when they really needed, amongst other things, stability coming out of having so many wonderful players, especially Ian Wright amongst to name just one of many huge names. He came in and he changed the game, not just for Arsenal but for the entirety of English football and maybe for the entirety of professional football as a whole. So that's just it. He's gone. He's going. He's done. And it's sad. It's very sad. So there's two types of responses by people to this. So the first is the people like, oh yes, finally Arsene Wenger's gone. Look at all the years of pain and horror and anguish that he's caused for Arsenal fans such as myself. And yeah, I get that. But that's just completely missing the bigger picture. And that brings us on to the other kind of person, which is people like me and pretty much everyone really, which is saying this is what has been needed for many years and it's just the perfect time for him to do it. There's no questioning, this man is a genius. He is one of the greatest managers in the Premier League's history. Probably, I would say he is probably the second or third best manager the Premier League has ever seen. I would say the only person I would consider better than him ever really is Sir Alex Ferguson. Other than that, I know people like Mourinho and so on do come into play, but I don't think they really go on to that same level when you remember that this man came in as a nobody. People were betting how long he would last. He was supposed to leave so quickly, and he came on and he brought the Invincibles, the best Premier League team to ever exist, the greatest football team to ever grace the league. He created that. That was his child. And what Arsenal Football Club is at the moment, and what so much of English football is what he has created. There's no other way of saying it. Everyone, all his rivals, Sir Alex Ferguson, Neil Warnock, anyone you can think of, the players, the managers who did not like him, all appreciate and respect what he did to football. That's where people like me last week, we say, look, we know he's had his day. He's you can't teach an old dog new tricks effectively, because the problem is his tricks everyone caught up with, everyone responded to it, much like how Chelsea responded to when Arsenal were amazing last season. At the start of the season they then responded, and then Arsenal couldn't respond. Chelsea went on to win the league. That's kind of like a snapshot of what has happened to Arsenal under Arsene Wenger, which is he came in, he was a genius, he was top of the game, and then everyone just caught up, and now we're just in the middle of nowhere. We're nearly a mid-table team. We're 2 points above Burnley in 6th place. Burnley are 7th, of course, and we're not getting Champions League football unless we get the Europa League. We're in a horrible position in the league. In fact, we're the only team in English football who have not got a single point away from home. That's how bad we are. And it's he managed us for that, and it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's unfathomable. I can't imagine what it feels like for the players who were in that invincible team to be looking at Arsenal now and being like, how is it that they've fallen so far? How has their fall from grace been this dramatic under this great manager? These are people who have said that Arsene Wenger was like a father figure. He changed the game. He brought the absolute best out of them. Then you've got players who are considered traitors nowadays because they leave the club for money and trophies. That should have been what Arsenal represented. Great finances and incredible trophies year on, every year, just another one ticking over. And I know we've got the FA Cup so many times, and we are the most successful team, the English team. When it comes to the FA Cup, but that's not the ultimate prize. We haven't had that since the Invincibles, which is the Premier League title, and I think he knows. In fact, we know that he knows. That's why he's leaving. He's not even. I expected, amongst all things, I thought he was going to just see out the contract and walk out. But I mean, just look at the Emirates Stadium. Just people just don't turn up, and it's not that they don't care. The reason why people aren't turning up to games is because they do care, and you know, money talks, and I think that's why. I think people like, I reckon Kroenke kind of wanted him out for those reasons. When you see season ticket holders amongst other people, just not turning up to games, I wonder what that did to revenue. Match day sales, match day, like food and etc. All these things. Money wasn't rolling in anymore, and the big names weren't staying. I think how awful business has been lately with contracts running out. I know Ozil, signed a great fairly long-term deal, but Sanchez and Van Persie, just to name two, in somewhat modern history. He needed to go. His timing, I think, was good. I think it was right. I think it was fair. And all the people who hated him and despised him are now coming together to appreciate the man that he is. And it's good. It means he can finish the season on his terms. Has he really done that? No. The season has definitely not been on his terms. If it was, then we'd be doing a lot better than we are. We'd at least be in the top four. And the fans would be turning up to games, but it's just not really worth it. What will happen at the Emirates now for the rest of the season? Do I think that more people will turn up to games? Yeah, because now people, especially season ticket holders, are going, well, now I'm actually supporting a club which is hopefully going in the right direction, because it's something that we've been asking for years. We're saying, we love you, we know you're great, but you've got to walk out. You've had your time. And the stubborn man that he was, the brilliant, fantastic, but arrogant man that he was, just, was holding on to his pride for too long. But now he's done it. He's actually done it. Wow. It's really weird. A lot of fans who are not Arsenal fans are even very sad. If you look onto Twitter to see a lot of these people, it's fans of other clubs, especially Man United fans, who are saying it's really sad because it's the end of the era, the golden era of football. When you had Man United and Arsenal, Patrick Vieira and all those boys absolutely hammering it against United players. It was a slugfest when they went on. You put your heart and soul into every game, day in, day, week in, week out, and every game was an absolute, just a brawl. And that was the kind of gritty football that was created. Arsene Wenger trained men. He made men out of people. He made men out of boys. And now the players that are the team, trying to be slick with their quick passing, but not really slick with their quick footwork, but not really quick footwork. They're just boys, and he's not making men out of them. And the players who do contain that potential to be men, to be champions, it's kind of moving on now. That era has gone, and Wenger, I think, is the final piece of that jigsaw puzzle. That's horrible. That is horrible, but it's also brilliant. It's an opportunity now. Who's going to come in next? We don't really know. You can guess a couple of names, but I don't know. I know Wenger recently said about Vieira being his successor, but I don't think he should be. He's in the MLS. He's not in the Premier League. I know Vieira is doing okay, and he's obviously an absolute legend at Arsenal Football Club, but he's not the right guy. I don't think he's the right guy. So I think we need someone far more established, who knows how to deal with very large teams such as Arsenal, and who goes in purely with the intention to bring us back to the top and win Premier Leagues, win Champions Leagues, etc. That's what we need. And I think the fans will appreciate that so much, because we haven't had a desire. The fans have had it. We've never lost it. Absolutely never lost it. But the players seem to have lost it, where they seem to be now happy. It's successful if we make it to top four. We're happy if we do well in the Europa League. No, that's not enough. And that's why he's got to go, because the players who he's breeding now are just mediocre players. You know, Iwobi's not going to win a Premier League. Let me put it that way. Welbeck, he's been doing great recently, but overall, he's not the kind of guy who's going to go out and win a Premier League. You know, Ozil is that kind of guy, but he's not surrounded by the right people. Santi Cazorla is one of those guys, but he's basically just non-existent because of his injuries, which is a great shame. I reckon if people like Santi Cazorla was in the team, still, you know, fit and healthy at the team, we'd be a lot better, but he's not there, so it is what it is. So it's a shame for Wenger because a lot of talent which he bred, got injured. I remember, you know, Eduardo, amongst other people, he was insane, and he got injured, and when he got back, he was never the same. Santi Cazorla, incredible player, one of the best in the league, and one of the best in the world, in fact, and gets injured, and now he's still, you know, Wenger doesn't think he's going to make it back to top flight football. And, you know, just, you know, he hasn't had it his way. And I think fans haven't given him the respect he deserved at all, in any way, shape or form. You know, the ones who, you know, when you look on Twitter, it's so toxic. But, you know, even in the stadium, some of the fans, especially the ones who just seem they just want to forget how much he's done for their club, they have been so toxic. And I think now is one of those moments where they are going to eat their humble pie, and they're going to say, yeah, we have to make sure if he's going out, he goes out in the right way, and that's all we can do. The road ahead is very, very long and is filled with, so far, just as much uncertainty, because we have to remember at the end of the day, Kroenke's not going anywhere, so, you know, you be the judge. And it's a shame as well because the uncertainty also lies in the fact that Arsene Wenger is the last, you know, consistent or long-standing manager in the Premier League. After that, I mean, it seems new managers come in, you know, just like that every other couple seasons, and I don't like that. That's one of the reasons why I love being an Arsenal fan, which is the stability of at least knowing who your manager is. And I know very recently it's not been great because there hasn't been any stability, but that's kind of just because his time has run out. Wow, oh God. I mean, I sincerely hope the values of the club stay the same. Wenger said that in his statement that he hopes the values of the club stay the same, because one of the reasons I love being an Arsenal fan and being a fan of Arsene Wenger is I feel like the classiness of himself. If you just look at all the tributes, everyone talking about how classy and wonderful this human being is, and that sums up who he is. And that was a culture that was bred through the team from the top to the bottom, not the bottom up. And I can't put into words how much I just hope that stays. I hope the football that we play stays the same in terms of what Arsenal does, the football in terms of the pass and move, that kind of slick football, that poetic football. I hope we keep that up under whoever successes Arsene Wenger, because that is what we do best. When we do that, we are, you know, the most beautiful team in the league. As I said, the path is very long, very uncertain, but I think this is a step in the right direction, and hopefully we give him the send-off that he deserves. This is Arsenal Football Club, not Arsene Football Club, but I still think he deserves a statue. I think he'll get one. I think he should have a stand named after him. I think you cannot deny the legacy he's created. We are the only team to have a golden Premier League trophy. Let's not forget that. He's done so much for this club. Yeah, he never got that European success, but he changed football worldwide, and that's pretty darn good. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm doing a video for a change. I think I've got time at the moment because the term hasn't started, so I figured I need to make this video. Of all the days if I was going to come back for quite a topic, this would be the topic to talk about, and I've just got to get my opinions out there. Yeah, I'm 19 years old. He's managed football longer than I've lived. But even I know how much he's done. I've done essays about him literally for my work here at uni, for example. And I'm very sad. I'm very, very sad, but optimistic. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe to F1. Please subscribe to WhiteLinesFootball, WhiteLinesF1 as well, whilst you're at it. Comment below your opinions. I'd love to hear it, and I will respond to all of them if I can. And yeah, check out the vlog as well, the Gillingham FC vlog when we faced Blackburn Rovers. Lewis, of course, went. I came with him, and I'm just letting you know that is for a 0-0 draw, probably the most entertaining 0-0 draw you'll ever hear about, especially at Chills. Jeez. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you around.